Welcome back to the Naked Confessions podcast, where we discuss real life issues. Now, I kid you not, she didn't know who I was that morning. But when I said, "Mom, you got company coming," she said, "Where my lipstick at? Get my hair right." And it was so funny. I said, "Mom, you don't have no hair." She said, "Yes, I do. Get it right." I said, "Okay." So she used to wear these little turbans. So I was like, I said, "I'm gonna change your turban." And I went in my purse, got a little lip gloss, got to put on a little. I asked her, I said, "Can you give her another little robe, the little nightgown?" So we changed it right quick. So after I heard in the coming towards the room, all I heard was people clapping and saying, "Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service," and clapping. Wow. I was like, I said, your guest is here. And she said, "Where at? Where they at?" And she's doing all this. And I'm like, "Now, Mom, you got all these cords. You can't move too much." And when he walked the room, he said, "There, my girl." Oh, and she, wow. I mean, now, mind you, that shocked him. Yeah. Because when he left, Grandma was a plump lady.
Right.
And now she laying in the hospital.
Yeah.
Skin and bones. That looked like. And when I saw his face, I said, "Oh, he ain't gonna be here too long, because this is impacting him."
Yeah.
But she said, "There, my boy, come here and give me a kiss." And he said, "Hey, Grandma, hey, Granny," but he always used to call her my girl. Mm-hmm. He said, "That's my girl." And then he looked at me and gave me a look like, "Mom, what? You ain't tell me this." And I'm like, "How could I tell you?"
Right.
Because when she got to this hospital, you know how my mom was big and busty.
Oh, yeah.
Them things shriveled up like little raisins. Wow. Within days, because she wasn't eating, and then that BPAP machine pulling and tugging at the body.
Yeah.
After that, it was downhill. By Tuesday, she was gone.
Wow.
By Monday. So Tuesday she went in. My sisters, they made it. They got to spend like a day and a half. Mm-hmm. And then by 9:30 that Monday, she was gone.
Wow.
So although God prepared me, it hit the rest of them a little hard.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine you at your place. Mm-hmm. Your mom, I'm assuming your mom and your sister, they live together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody in their respective place. And then they left, I'm sure wherever she was in the house, they left the room to go where they was, leaving her at the computer. She doing her thing, and then boom.
Yeah.
Now that would mess anybody up.
Yeah.
But on top of that, your mom.
Yeah.
It's something different.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's different between the child and the parent, but when it's your parent and you the child, because you know that old saying is, "I shouldn't have to bury my child. My child's supposed to bury me."
Right, yeah.
So I can only imagine how your mom to this day feels.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can somewhat empathize, but I can never feel the pain that she feels. You know, even like up until a couple of days ago, she was feeling a certain kind of way. You know, I can't imagine how a parent losing a child, like the devastation in that. And just like you said, no parent wants to bury their child, before they leave. And so just the reality of that, seeing the actual life being, taken out of your child, and you seeing them basically fall dead in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I don't
because
know
they said that's out of the order of sequence.
Yeah, exactly right.
You supposed to grow older, and then your child bury you.
Right.
Not the other way around.
Right. Yeah.
So with that, let's dig a little bit more deeper.
Yeah.
Now this may get a little bit more emotional. So on your end, I'm sensing it because I hear it in your voice. But this is dealing with the mindset and the emotional navigation. So How did you, and how even now at this moment, how do you manage your emotions from going back a year ago to now?
Mm. Um, I guess okay. So I'll just talk about after her death. Okay, so she didn't have insurance, so we had to, of course, we had the chicken dinner. I'm just calling it chicken dinner.
Mm,
Okay, so we had to raise we had to raise money to bury her and everything. So we finally buried her on July 20 22nd. Buried her
mm,
July 22nd, and so um, I interviewed for a job uh, on her birthday, which was June 4th. She
mm,
passed on May 26th. So just a few days later, her birthday. And I got the job. So leading up to the time of her funeral, which was the 22nd, July 22nd, July, that was on a Friday. So on July 25th, I got the job, so I was supposed to work July 25th. I went into work, buried my sister 3 days before, and
mm,
then that Monday I had to go to work. So I say all this because, sometimes those emotions get numb and, you feel it, but then it's like, I can't get it out. You just
mm,
have this numbing feel. So a lot of times I just numb it out, and I'm not saying it's good, a good thing, but a lot of it is numbing. And then sometimes I just, for when she first passed, while I was working and things like that, at this new job, every day I cried. Every day I thought about her. Every single day. It wasn't a day that went by that I didn't cry. So
mm,
I'm kind of like the prophet Jeremiah. I'm a crier, so I
mm.
cry it out. I'm gonna cry it out. I'm gonna cry it out. So yeah, every day it was either a cry or I just numbed it. Not good because that can lead up to other things like with health issues.
Mhm,
Now, up until this time, I ain't never had no health problems. I'm a big girl, but I don't have no high blood, no diabetes, no nothing. I don't even, I just started having a medical history. I
mhm,
mean, I haven't been in the hospital since I was 5 years old. But when my sister passed and I was working this job, like my health started really acting up. Like
mhm,
I never had so many issues in my life. So, having those stored emotions creates bad energy in the body.
mhm. You
And
internalize it.
yeah, you internalize it and then it manifests into other things with your health.
Mhm,
So, you know, the management for me, sometimes I'm doing great. I go into prayer, meditation, listening to music. And then on the other hand, it's just like all these bottled up feelings, things that I can't express, I can't describe, I can't, whatever. And then, of course, I know myself.
mhm.
So, not saying that's a great thing, but um, I mismanage and I manage. I manage some days I don't. So, yeah, but I'm learning to accept it all, that all is not bad.
Mhm,
It's just a human experience. And so I used to feel, even guilt myself and like, well, I'm not feeling this way when I know I feel a certain kind of way. Why can't I express this feeling? Um, but, the Bible also speaks how Christ, he prays on our behalf with moans and groans that that
mhm.
the spirit cannot
Innocence.
understand. Yeah, he intercedes on our behalf. So I keep that in mind, knowing that even though I cannot express the way I feel, that he got my back. You
Right.
know, he'll intercede. So that's a good thing about it. I got because I don't know how else I could cope. So, but yeah, I mismanaged and I managed, and also too, like prior to this, um, I feel like too, like I've been in a season of lamentation. And grief also too is not just, having the death of a loved one, but it can be a death of a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Death and when I mean relationship, I mean just not just friendship, but also eros.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going through this thing with somebody, and and that was a death. So I was mourning over that, the loss of who I thought was supposed to be somebody, and they wasn't nobody. you know So, even in that, it's a grief. So that period of time, and then, the loss of my sister. So, death and grief is ongoing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because we always are running into some type of death, So I think a lot of times we can't keep like being closed minded about death, because death can happen in so many different ways, forms, and fashions.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm learning that as I grow older. But I have been in a season of lamentation, and but the season with my sister has been something, like I said, very traumatic. Um, it's been hard to cope with my emotions, and sometimes even, like I said, facing them. So I just numb myself out. But like I said, some of the things I do, I meditate, I pray, I love listening to music, um, you know, just being quiet, having quiet time, not even saying anything, just being in a space of quietness and being in a space of um, present, just being present. Because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times, we think about the future, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, and not acknowledging your present self of the place that you're in.
But if I
Um,
can interject, when you said presence, sometimes God said, I want you to sit and
yeah,
sit in my presence.
right, right,
So
right.
when you sit in his presence, that's when that healing comes. That's when
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you can
yes,
just breathe.
yeah,
Even now, I find myself as I get older,
mm,
I like to be by myself.
yeah,
Sometimes I can sit in my house and not have nothing on
yeah, yeah,
and just sit.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
if I had a body of water, because that's my place of
Mhm,
peace.
mhm,
I it's just like it's so tranquil,
yeah, yeah,
and it's. I want to pull from what you just said when you talked about internalizing. You didn't have medical issues. You didn't have a medical history
mm,
prior to the death of your sister, but
yeah,
after she transitioned, it is all those emotions, and I'm sure it was some other emotions that you may not have even dealt with.
yeah, yeah,
That
absolutely.
just um escalated,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
then you internalize it because you said you dealt with, you didn't deal.
yeah,
So this is the next question. Pulling from that, how do you balance holding on to hope with accepting your reality? Meaning the
oh,
reality of your sister is gone, life got to continue.
yeah, yeah,
You got a baby niece that still has to be raised.
yeah,
And I'm sure you are most positive that you're still actively involved, not in just her, but the 16-year-old, because although she's 16, she still needs raising.
yeah, yeah,
Although the two oldest ones are older, they're considered adults, they still need,
yeah.
because technically, mentally, they're not there until they
They're
hit
not.
25.
No, they're not.
So
They're
they,
not.
all four of
They
them
are
still,
kids.
yeah, they
They're
still
kids.
need what you and your mom and
Yeah,
your brother can give.
yeah,
So how
absolutely.
do you hold on to the hope, even though you're dealing with your your current reality?
Yeah, yeah. Well, my hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. Okay, that's it. you know, my hope is definitely in God, and my hope is in Christ. And also, my hope through this, that we still stand strong, we stand firm, as believers, and we still stand firm and strong with what's to come, the good things that's to come, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that we get to create. We get to create new memories. We get to create new experiences, even though my sister is not there or would not be, she's not here with us, but we still can create those memories. We still can enjoy life, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and do it through, um, do it in love, do it in the spirit of her, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She's always going to be with us in our hearts, you know, in our minds, in our memories. We see her in my sibling, I mean, in my niece and nephews, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So there are parts of her that are still with us that we can carry, that we can hold on to, her memories, the things that she said, the laughter, even the
Mm-hmm.
bad times, because we
Mm-hmm.
all went through, just all the whole experience of life with her, and just carrying on those different experiences. Um, we can still take them along on our journey. We don't have to leave those because she's not here.
Right.
So we just keep hoping that, just knowing that even though she's not here, we can go on and hope for tomorrow, hope for better things, to
Mm-hmm.
come. And, just keep moving. We just got to keep moving and keep going. It's hard. Like I said, just for example, I'm big on, accomplishing things in my career. She was one of my biggest
Mm.
cheerleaders. Anything I post on Facebook, she was always cheering me on, And whatever I do, I know I do it in her name. I can do it in her name. I can dedicate it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Just like my organization.
You got me crying.
I'm so sorry. Just like my organization, and Bessie, you was a speaker with Mothers and Moments.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that, this was going to happen to my sister. Had no clue, And so, God had me to create this organization. Um, I didn't know why. I just did it. Anything that come to mind that I, just come to mind, I created. God said, do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
That's right.
Just go do it. I
Don't
don't know
ask
why.
why.
Don't know why, but I'm gonna do it. But now I see why, and so I could dedicate my organization to her because
Mm-hmm.
it was for mothers and mental health,
Mm-hmm.
and so just having those things put in place to honor her, is really important. So that's my hope that that Mom's Muffins and Moments will touch other women and other mothers,
Mm-hmm.
to be supported. So yeah, yeah, that's how I just keep hope. I just, you know, just stay in the will of God, keep my hope in God, and just keep moving. Just keep moving because
That's the blessed
you
place
can't
to keep
stop.
it.
You can't stop because if you
Yeah.
stop, you don't know where life's gonna take you. It may not take you in the best place. So I just keep going and um, keep fulfilling my purpose. Keep fulfilling what God is telling me to do. Yes, sir. Whatever it is, I just say okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just keep moving. I just keep moving, and just pray that I create change in the world. Through through my purpose. That's definitely something that keeps me in drive is fulfilling my purpose here on earth. Whatever it is that God has me here to do, that's what keeps my drive. That's what keeps me going into hope.
When you said that your sister being your biggest cheerleader,
Yeah,
my mom was mine.
yeah,
When I
yeah,
say she was my ride or die,
yeah.
she was. And I came upon something. I reposted it sometime, but it came up on my you know how they have the memories on Facebook. It came up
Yes.
and she wrote me this. I don't know when, but she wrote it, and she wrote it. She said, "Right now, I'm so overjoyed on the work that you've done. Not
Mm.
you, but Heavenly Father has been testing you over and over. Let me stop here. This is your story, your testimony. Our Heavenly Father is the best teacher. Thank you, Lord, for covering my family, my true friends, and Jesus." And I'm like, I just was strolling, and I'm like, okay. And that popped up, and I'm like, every
Mm.
test that I went through, she was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I had my first son, she was there. She knew I was pregnant with before I knew. She was like, "You pregnant?" I said, "Mm-mm. I'm just stressed out for finals." She said, "I ain't no finals. You pregnant?" I mean, I was a senior in college, so
Yeah.
hey, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm stressed out. I got
Oh my
finals,
God.
midterms. I'm excused. That's my excuse.
Right. Right.
Yeah, she's like, "Nah, you pregnant." So when I got divorced and my ex-husband was like, "I want a divorce," that was, and I'm like, that was devastating to me because it came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had just miscarried. I had just miscarried. What, 2, 3 months, and then the next thing I know, he came out. I want a divorce. Like, huh? What? What?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Roll that back again.
Right. Right.
But everything works out for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according
Yes.
to His purpose.
Yeah.
So let's move forward. Um, I'm gonna skip this next one. I'm just gonna pass that. So, how did your relationships change as a result of the death of your sister? That, because that was an unexpected event.
Yeah. Like as far as family, friends, or just
Just
anybody.
relationships. I mean, did you see any change where some dropped off, some like, I gotta walk away for my
Hmm.
mental, because you're already dealing with
Yeah.
the loss of your sister.
Yeah.
There were some adjustments I'm sure had to take place with
Oh yeah.
your niece and your nephew,
Hmm.
your nieces and your nephew, and then you know I'm sure I'm an outsider looking in, but
Hmm.
I guarantee you there were some things that you all had to make sacrifices and adjustments
Yeah.
to your new reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's what I'm saying as far as relationships. What
Hmm.
did you see anything shift?
Yeah. It's a lot that has shifted. So like with my nieces and nephews, and my mom, uh, thankfully I've always been involved with my nieces and nephews.
Mm-hmm.
My nephew. So it wasn't a lot of shifting with that. Because my sisters and my mom stayed together. They were kind of like Blanche and what's her name? The mama.
um
Lord,
I forgot the
Lord,
name, the
girl.
mama name,
Yes.
but I know
So
who you're talking about.
right. So they were kind of like that type of relationship. So it wasn't a lot of shift with them. And then I homeschooled my nieces and nephews. They was in my in home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very involved with my niece and nephew. I was like the second mama, well, really the
Mm-hmm.
first sometimes too. Yeah, so I was like a mama to my sister. So anyway, but yeah, so it wasn't a lot of shifting, but it was at the same time because you know we had to get used to going to doctor's appointments and things like that. I don't know nothing about that.
Mm-hmm.
My sister was on, really on top of that stuff. So things like that. That was different for us, um, for me more so. So it was just mild things, and then of course her absence. But um, as far as like relationships with others, I, me myself, I was in a place just kind of like I didn't want to be bothered with nobody. I just did not feel like being bothered. I'm already an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
And so just being an introvert, period, it just, being in grief, it just made it worse. So personally, my having a relationship with myself, with me, myself, and I was in a place of like my self esteem was down real low. You know, I got really high self esteem. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but my self esteem was really, really low, very low. I didn't want to be bothered. You know, I didn't want to deal with me. You know, I didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
deal with my feelings. You know, I don't know. From day to day, I don't know how I did. It wasn't nobody but God. But my self esteem was really low. Um, at work, you know, my boss was um, very empathetic, and you know, if I need to cry, she just give me that space
Mm-hmm.
to do it. You know, but it was affecting my it still does. It still does. It was. It still is. It still does. But I had brain fog really bad. Still
Mm-hmm.
do. And so I was, of course, I, had counseling and things like that. And I was trying to explain to her what was going on. My counselor, like, I can't remember things and blah, blah, blah. And that's not really me. I mean, I'm forgetful, but not like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so she explained to me that I had brain grief. I'm sorry, um, brain grief.
Grief.
Yes. And so it was like my cognition, even now, my cognition is not as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, when is this gonna break? Cause I need to think.
But you got to remember, it's day by day,
Yeah,
week by week, month by month,
yeah,
year by year.
yeah.
Because when I started my journey in therapy, my therapist asked me what three things I want to work on. And
Mm,
I told her my three things.
mm,
And that three thing went totally somewhere else.
mm,
I said
mm.
these three things. And then the more she dug and delved and dug and dug, it went back. My father this year, it has been 39 years.
Mm,
So now when I started therapy, that at that time was 37. So that was grief I hadn't dealt with in
mm.
37 years when I started therapy.
Wow,
So just
wow.
imagine you just 1 year in,
Mhm,
but that was 37 years I had to go back to when I was a teenager
wow.
to come all the way full force up to the loss of my mom.
Mm,
So I'm talking about the grief of my mother, and then the conversations turned and went back 37 years. And
wow,
I'm like, huh?
wow.
So I'm not saying that's you because I'm not a therapist. I can't say that.
Right, right,
But
right.
I'm just from my experience.
Mhm,
I'm thinking I'm dealing with the death of my mother, but it went
mhm.
further than that.
Wow, that's a revelation with me because I lost my daddy
See?
when I was at Cookman.
Mm-hmm.
And I
And your
lost my
grandmama.
and my grandma. Yeah, I mean like 5 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
And so it goes back to that numbing out. Like I just numbed it out. Like I was so busy with school and everything like that. I never really, I don't think I really
You really dealt with it.
processed.
And now you have your sister. So
Yeah.
if you're still in therapy, you might want to ask, are these lost events
Mm,
that I really never dealt with
mm,
part of my brain grief, or what is
yeah.
it? How you call it?
Yeah.
What she call
Brain grief.
brain grief?
Hmm. Yeah.
That might be like the cherry on top. You had your dad, you had your grandmama, now your sister.
Yeah.
And then when you said that, huh?
And my half brother. My
And
half
okay, I
brother.
didn't know that. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that's four people in your life, and you dealt with it by not really dealing with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now is really impacting you mentally, because if you can't focus the way you used to focus and the create and that was one of the part of the questions I was going to
Mm,
ask, but I didn't. And it was talking about your role of being resourceful and creative.
mm.
It's been stagnated right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, just an advice. May want
Yeah.
to go back
That's
and
a
ask her,
good.
hey, could this be
Yeah.
stagnating my creativity?
Okay. Cause I need that. I
Yeah.
need that creativity. Cause that right there, my bottom line. So
Ching ching.
I need that. That's something to think about. I never thought about that. I
Mm-hmm.
never thought about that. And like I said, I have a tendency to numb. And then, yeah, I have a tendency to numb out and not really process. I just go, because
Keep on
I be on
going.
the go. Yeah, I be on the go, and not processing it. That's something definitely gonna bring that up again.
Mm-hmm. So
Thank
with
you.
all this, we just got couple of more questions. I'm not gonna go too much because we're getting out of time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I know we can go.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, if you were on a conversation when we have conversations, you would think we hadn't spoke to each other in 30 years. But that's when you got good connection and good vibes with
yes,
people. She
exactly.
like my little sister. So if you all
Yes,
wondering why y'all kicking the cat, we like this.
we family.
Yes. She was my mother's extra granddaughter.
Yes,
Yeah, she
yes.
was this young lady being with us. Whew.
Very long
If,
time.
if you know what this means, the ups
I'm
and the
trying to tell
downs.
you. I'm telling you.
So this what when we talking about now, we talking about growth and learning and transformation because I know this has been a transformative year for you.
Yeah.
What did you learn most about yourself after the death of your sister?
Oh man. Perseverance. There.
How
When
to
I
keep
tell
on going.
you gotta keep going, baby. I'm like an energizer bunny. I just keep going and going. So just perseverance and really the strength of being a black woman. Like
Mm.
that, yeah. Definitely um how much that I can endure. Did not think I could endure this, but God has been with me from every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And just, He'll give me the strength to go on. So just the perseverance, how strong I really am, because not too many people go bury their sister on a Friday and they go to work on a Monday.
A new job at that.
A new job at that. So really seeing how much you say when they say it, that ain't cliche. He there with you on how much you can bear, baby.
Mm.
He is there. He is there with you. The man from Gallus was there with me every step of the way. Do you hear me? You know, my grandma said, Galilee, baby. He was there every step of the way. So just seeing how strong I am and still, you know, sometimes taking a licking and keep on ticking,
Mm-hmm.
and this was something that really helped me to see I can make it. I can go through. So my perseverance is definitely and still even to breathe through all of this and still accomplishing things.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the death, when my sister was in the hospital, I was working or contracted with the Red Cross, and I was one of the lead content creators for them. I was helping them create their babysitting manual, which had
Mm-hmm.
been redone in like 15 years. And so um, I was the subject matter expert for them, and so I was helping to write the manual, telling them, hey, we need to do this, we need to update this, just really helping to direct the whole project. And so I was doing that, had my laptop, my sister in ICU, I'm sitting here and I'm still, you know, working and accomplishing things. And just proud to say that the project was done this year and my name is in the book, in the manual. Okay. Okay.
Clap that
So
tea.
hey, um, and so those are those different accomplishments. Even getting a job at NFACC, that was an accomplishment. Being a training specialist for over 10,000 family child care providers and being the trainer for that was that's an accomplishment. Just still grinding and trying to do something, bring change into the world, but still grieving, still going through. through that, but God is still giving me the strength to say, hey, you got to keep striving. You got to keep going. I got this to do for you. You
Mm-hmm.
got to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, even in all that, God is he's still such a gentleman and so loving.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just thankful that I can still keep going in the midst of all of that. So yeah, definitely perseverance, strength, and yeah, the motivation to keep going. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's segue into this. We're summing up our time. What advice would you give to someone who's facing an unexpected challenge right now? Hence, that they just out of nowhere lost a loved one, whether it be a
Mm,
father, a mother, a brother, a aunt, a sister, a cousin, just and it's like the wind has been knocked out of them. What would
mm,
you leave? What advice would you leave with them?
yeah. Um, I will leave with them that you know life, life is life, and these things are going to happen. These things are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But just keep God first. Keep God first. Put Him first. And know that how you feel is valid.
Mm-hmm.
Um, your grief is valid. You are valid. The things that you're going through in your journey is valid. And know that there is hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And just keep God first. Pray and just keep moving in your purpose. If you don't have purpose, figure out your purpose because um you still here, you
Mm-hmm.
still here, and so God got more for you to do. He has more for you to do, and and whatever you do it in the honor of your loved one.
Mm-hmm.
you know, Honor your loved one to live and not die. You know what I'm saying? Honor your loved one to keep moving. Because they wouldn't want you to just show up and die. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
just keep moving on. Just keep moving and figure your purpose out. Keep God first. And He gonna get you through. He gonna get you through. He gonna get you through. So that would be my advice. That's the advice that I have from in my experience. Just keep going because God got more for you in store. He do.
Mm-hmm.
He do. You know.
Okay, so looking towards the future, if you could sum up your philosophy for dealing with the unexpected in a sentence, what would it be?
Mm. In one sentence. Mm. That's now you even have to go with see now you have to trip me up like this. Oh my God. Let's see. In one sentence, what would my philosophy be? Um, just embrace your journey.
Mm.
Embrace your journey and share your journey with others and inspire people to um, keep going in their own journey because we need each other to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Every journey isn't, you know, isn't the same, but we can always learn from each other's journeys and what we go through. So just yeah, that's what I would say. Embrace your journey too. Embrace your journey. So that's my sentence or my statement or my tagline.
Okay, okay. I like it. I like it. I like it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for all joining us. I hope you have gained something out of um our journey of crying and tearing and reflection
Yeah.
and experiences. And so, Jocelyn, before we end, can you tell the people how they can follow you if they want to, if there's someone out there in the early childhood education field or want to get into it, how can they find out more information? Can they follow you on social media?
Yeah. So I'm on I ain't on all platforms. I know everybody I'm on all platforms. I'm not. Sorry. But I'm on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook at you can find Kappa Learning Group on Facebook. That's the name of my company, Kappa, Kappa Learning Group. And I am a consultant and a trainer. Also teach the CDA. So anybody needs a CDA, let me know. I would love to teach those courses with you, which you found on Facebook. You can find me on what is it, Instagram at ECE underscore knowledge. You can find me there. You can also find my Learning Through Playdates, which is a in-person and virtual uh, education program for children 3 to 8 years old. And you can find that on Facebook at Learning Through Playdates on Facebook and also IG at Learning Through Playdates. So yeah, please bring your little ones. We love to have fun with your little kids and do some virtual learning activities online and in person here in Gwinnett and DeKalb County. So yeah, I love
All
to
right.
see new faces. So y'all hit me up.
Okay. Well, thank you again, Jocelyn, for sharing your experiences and your testimony with us today on our series on how to navigate when the unexpected happens. As a final thought, I
Yes.
want to say that navigating the unexpected is an experience that touches everyone. Today's discussion was designed to spark an honest conversation full of vulnerability, wisdom, and practical insights so that you the listener, can draw courage and be reassured that when the unexpected happens in your life, that you too can survive and overcome. Thank you for joining me on the Naked Confessions podcast, and stay tuned for our next episode. And until then, follow us on IG at naked.confessions podcast as well. I'm on Facebook personally at Bessie S. Banks. Also, you can catch my candid chats with Dr. BB, which I discuss my journey being in therapy over on IG. Until the next time, between time, as I always like to sign off, love and peace. Thank you again, Jocelyn. Take care.
Yay, bye.
Bye bye.